Howdy folks, it's Ultra here and welcome back to Microsoft Flight Simulator. We're about a third of the way done with the Amazon bush trip. Third video in this little mini-series, so I assume you know what I'm talking about, unless you're starting on the third video for some reason. Regardless, that's the only introduction you get. We're going to do legs 4 and 5 in this video, so here we go. Alright, where do they put us? Right on the grass. Oh, at the end runway. Excellent. Good. And I think the limp sock is facing towards us, so we can take off right from here. How convenient. Thank you so much. Anyway, previous leg we landed in this cool looking town. I love how the runway is basically the length of the town. I guess half if you include the ends there. Along the Amazon River. That's what we're doing. Leg 4. Leg 4 of the Amazon River. I forgot what we're doing. Real weather is still turned on. Again, I assume you've seen the previous videos of this bush trip, so you know what's going on. I don't need to repeat myself too much. If you are just picking out videos here and there to follow along, I understand, and that's fine. I know not everybody watches every single video, but being this is a series for a bush trip, I assume people are watching most of these videos in order. Like I've been saying, we're not terribly worried about startup procedure because it's a bush trip, and if we follow the startup procedure exactly correctly every time, it will take so long that half our video would be starting up every single video instead of just flying. Flight plan, we got to put in user waypoint 13 because when you leave this bush trip and come back, you lose your GPS track. Not your GPS itself is still in there. The flight plan loses its place. Let's just say that. So we just have to go through and set it back up, which is fine. 13 direct. I think we just hit direct on this one and then enter. Is that how you do this one? Yes, it is. Cool. Alrighty. So now it knows where we're going. And we're headed all the way to Papa Indigo in this one, which is right there probably. So again, we're going to fly back to the river and follow the river. So as I said in the other videos, I've been looking forward to this bush trip before they even created it. I was thinking for a couple years now if they ever do South America, which they're finally allowed to do. I hope they do an Amazon bush trip, and they finally did. However, it's an 8-hour bush trip, which means for me it'll be like 12. Ooh, it's raining. Cool. The issue with that is it's 12 hours or so of the same thing. Of tributaries joining the river and forest and rainforest. That's all it's been, with a few towns here and there. So it's beautiful, don't get me wrong, it's absolutely stunning, but we're only a third of the way through, and I'm like, we've been seeing the same thing now for 4 or 5, including my timing, which is more than the bush trip timing. It's been like 6 hours already for me, and we're only a third of the way done, and it's the same stuff over and over, but that's okay. Maybe something will change. We did see a really cool radio tower. That was fun. Alright, before we taxi out here, let's get flaps down. Let's stay a little bit lower today. So the previous legs we've been flying between 2,500 and 3,000 feet above sea level, which has been cool for the scenery, seeing everything from the air and everything. But let's stay lower this time. Let's do 2,000 feet. Actually, let's do 1,800 feet, which is really low. But I'm curious to see what it looks like. So I have my autopilot set 800 feet on my desk, my multi-panel, which you can see things changing there. Hover, ready for VSI. Actually, let's get heading bug set first, just in case I need to use heading bug to get back on track, because sometimes if you're too far off track and you hit nav, it won't find it. Now we can go back to vertical speed. Okay. Simple. All right, let's read about what we're doing here. It's half an hour leg. That's pretty good. If they're longer than half an hour, this gets to be too ridiculous for me, but hey, what do I know? I've only done 56 of these now, I think. After taking off from the airport, continue to the northeast, following the river, continue tracking the river till it ends at its confluence with the Amazon River, at a large meander in the Amazon's course. The wealth of life endangered by the Amazon River, tropical climate supported multiple societies long before the first European explorers arrived. 3 million indigenous people live throughout. You can read about that. I'm suddenly getting really dizzy for some reason, so I'm going to let you read the details if you want to. In 1500, Spanish explorer was the first to document a journey. Penetrated just 50 miles upstream. And freshwater of the Delta region. Expedited, descend of the river. Okay, I'm getting really dizzy, so you guys can read that. Oh yeah, the Amazon legendary women fighters. Of course, we all know about that, I would think. His use of the term Amazon was repeated in literature, eventually was used as the basis for the name of the river. Okay, you can reread that in detail if you want to. And that is 6 minutes. That'll get us to there. Let's read about the next thing now, and then we'll just fly a little bit without talking. Continue following the Amazon downstream and past the river, the village of Mocambo on its northern bank. River widens, flowing around 3 large islands. Okay, so there you go. You can read about that if you want to, too. So we'll fly those 2 little sections, and then we'll read about the airport after that. So, river going around islands. There we go. Rivers coming together, river going around islands, and then we'll read about the airport on our way to it. Okay, very simple. Let's do our favorite taxi view here, and let's get onto the runway, which is right next to us. Very easy. Very easy. In fact, now I just come back in here right off the bat. And do we have enough runway? Should we spool up? We should probably spool up. It is a bush plane after all. You want to get your engine nice and ready here before I let go of the brakes. And here we go. The runway should be plenty long enough to not run into trees. You just have to remember to climb steeply. And there's a tail coming up for me here. And it gets lighter. There we go. At least this time I can control the plane. There we go. All the previous legs on takeoff, I use full right rudder and just flies to the left anyway. But that was actually pretty good. Alright, brakes out the wheels. Flaps coming up. Rule Brothers turned on like I said, but it seems pretty smooth and easy. Very smooth and easy. Alright, here we go. We're going to hand fly out of here. Back to our purple line. Just graze the trees this time. And we're going to fly to 1,500 feet, like I said. That'll also keep us below the clouds, because it is raining, it seems. So here we go. Let's get that heading bug over left a little bit more. I don't know why I put it there. Oh, because the purple line wasn't there when I started. Alright, autopilot heading bug. Vertical speed is what, 800? That's good enough. We can leave it that way. Alright, and as soon as that purple line gets closer, we will hit nav on autopilot. I just don't want it to hunt around. Alright, it is raining. Looks pretty beautiful. Let's see, we might have to stay even lower than 1,500 feet if we get into these clouds. Altitude 1,800. Yeah, 1,800. Did I say 1,500? We'll see how it goes. Purple line moving yet? Just about to. In the meantime, let's enjoy the view. And keep an eye on what we're doing. Purple line is about to intersect. Whoops, wrong camera. I wanted to see the town behind us, but we are already out of sight. That is okay. Alright, let's see here. Hit the purple line now. Nav, and it almost hunted. Okay, cool. We are set. Flaps are in. We're climbing to 1,800 feet. We're following GPS. And our speed should pick up momentarily once we're done climbing. And we're just below the clouds in the rain. Couldn't ask for anything more. Quite beautiful. What's the temperature right now? 22 Celsius in the air. Slight headwind. And about to reach cruise here. So we're going to go back to the river, and then we're going to see a bunch of islands that the river goes around, and then we'll talk again once we get to our approach. And time for some sightseeing. If you don't know what that means, you're going to find out. See you in a little bit. we're just about to head to the airport, so we're going to want to read about that. As we look out the window, all the way down here, continue following the southern bank of the Amazon and gain visual on the city of Parintins. Parintins Airport is also called the Júlio Belém Airport. Is located southwest of the city, adjacent to several small river channels. Shouldn't be too difficult to find. Very, very long runway as well. Very good. Very easy. Alright, let's see here. 7 minutes out. And elevation is probably close to sea level again, but let's check just in case. And there we go. And 82 feet. Oh, a little bit higher than the other one. So, anyway. So we want to come down to about 1,600 feet, which is only 200 feet lower than we are now. That would give us 1,500 feet above ground. Good approach altitude. So let's do that now. Vertical speed, negative 200 feet per minute. Will get us there in 30 seconds or so. Alright. When we get closer, we will go out to the south, I guess, to land. That should give us the best runway in case the wind changes. Barometer set. And there we go. So the city's out there, 7 minutes out. So enjoy a few more sights, and then I'll see you probably in 40 seconds or so. Who knows? Depends how much sightseeing I leave in. Alright, 3 minutes out. Do we see it? No, not yet. But we will in a moment, I'm sure. Probably that town right there. Right? Because we have this water going around it. And that's the water going around it. So there's the town. The airport is there somewhere. We will find it. Less than 3 minutes out. So let's turn off the autopilot machine. Let's do that all one. And let's start heading this direction. And actually, wait, where is that water? It's not here, is it? No. What? No, it's over there. Has to be. Anyway, we're going to head to the south. Get ready for this runway. If the wind doesn't change, we should be good. And we're all trimmed for level flight. Pretty straightforward stuff. By the time you fly bush trips, you would know how to, like, have the basics, at least, of flying the airplane. This is a pretty easy bush trip other than its length. But some of the bush trips are pretty difficult and you need to know more things about the aircraft. Anyway, we're going to rely on GPS here because we don't know the area. If we didn't have GPS, we would fly towards where we think it is, do an inspection pass or whatever. But in this case, we're just going to have a nice long wide base and look for an airport over there somewhere. I'm thinking it's there. Or maybe it's there. Not sure. I mentioned this in the first video, I think. When you have all these trees and forests, it's difficult to find the runway when you're perpendicular to it. Oh, it could be right here, actually. It's when you're looking down the barrel, they're easy to find. So it might be like, oh, it's this big, long paved runway. Well, it is. But when you're perpendicular and you're looking at all the trees, it's hard to find. I think this is it right here. We'll see in just a moment here. I'm pretty sure it is. So let's let's descend and slow down and use our peripheral vision here if we have it. Yep, that's definitely it. But see how we couldn't see that at all? And now it's huge, right? But when it's in the trees, when it's in the forest, it's hard to see. So first set of flaps and start our final here while we also descend. Lots of runway, lots of room, full flap. Descend more quickly, please. I might have to slip it. And as I said at the end of the other video, you can argue amongst yourselves in the comments if you should slip an aircraft with the flaps out. I have heard both ways in many types of aircraft, so I don't know. Probably in the POH, I guess. Alright, nice long runway. Hard to miss now when you're looking at it like this, but coming at it from the side is really difficult. I feel like I'm sitting weird in my airplane. I guess not. Alrighty, our speed is good. We don't want to descend too much yet, though, because we got to clear those trees. Let's give a little bit of throttle to soften our descent. And we have a long runway, so we don't need to tease the stall horn, really, if we don't want to. This is fun. Good practice when we do have a small airport someday. We are kept up on very short field landing technique. Alrighty, the trees are kind of cut out for us, but I don't want to rely on it, so let's just get over these trees here. And I'm about to clear them in 3, 2, 1. We are clear, so let's nosedive down. We did get a little too fast, but that's okay. We have lots and lots and lots of room to bleed off speed. Soften it out. There we go. And let it touch down gently. Just don't land on the tail wheel. There we go. Boom. And on the brakes, reversers engaged, yoke all the way back. And whoops, reversers did not engage. Now reversers are engaged. Oh no, let's not take off. No, no, no. There we go. That was kind of weird. There we go. Our first landing was amazing. Our second landing, we recovered very well. That was kind of funny. There we go. Alrighty, parking brake set. We're going to do the next leg in this video, but we have to complete this one first, so we're just going to turn everything off from here and let it do its thing. Once the props stop spinning, it'll count. And again, we could park it somewhere, but sometimes when you try to park it, it doesn't include it as a good spot, and it won't let you complete the leg. So I just stop on the runway, kills the immersion, but at least we know, though, that it's going to count. We don't have to fly around forever looking for a spot. So there we go. Excellent. I believe that was leg 4. Leg 5, here we come. Alright, they put us in a weird spot, but that's okay. Doesn't matter. We should taxi down there and take off the way we landed, but we might just take off from here with a little bit of tailwind because we are crazy and wild like that. Alrighty, let's get this thing started up again. Not worried about startup procedure because it's a bush trip and it would just take too long to do a full startup procedure every single time. So we're just starting up. Whoops, let's get the fuel going though. There we go. Everything should already be on from before, and it is. Alright, cool. We should repair and refuel though. Look at that. We used a lot of fuel on that one leg. Holy moly. Holy freaking moly. Alrighty. Actually, maybe that was including the previous hour leg too. Can't remember. Oh well, doesn't matter. Alright, let's use the same 1800 feet for flight for cruise. That was pretty cool. I wasn't happy with that. And flaps already down, I think. And what else do we need to do? Nothing. We just need to be able to read where we're going. We'll just continue like we didn't even stop. Here we go. We're going to Sierra November Tango Indigo. And it's a 46-minute leg, which shouldn't be too bad once edited down. Shouldn't be too much for you. So let's read about a few things here. Where's our first gap? We don't really have a gap. So we'll see how this goes. Alright, we're going to lift off and fly to the northeast. Just over 100,000 inhabitants. It's the second largest city in the state of the Amazonas after Manaus. Passed over the cultural center, and this amphitheater was seating up to 35,000. That looks really cool. So look for this amphitheater. It's going to be right away, so we might... I don't know if we're going to even turn around in time. Well, yeah, we're going to make a U-turn here. No, yeah, we're going to be making this. We go U-turn. You should be able to get back on track in time to see it. I think so. And then we have this space here. 11 minutes, it says, continue following the course, gain a visual on the small village, which is located on the clearing of the river's southern bank. Stay on course and enter the second largest state by area. Alrighty, so we're going to look for a town with a cultural center, an amphitheater, and then we're going to go to a village. When we get to that village, we'll keep reading. We'll read about these one at a time for this leg. How about that? We mix up a little bit, right? Don't do the same way every time. Alrighty, here we go. Everything's all set up. It's just a matter of going now, so let's hop aside to our favorite taxi view. And let's just taxi to the runway. We'll take off with a slight tailwind. Not a problem for me. You can really hear that wind though. Whoops, probably stay off the grass. That's okay. So anyway, that cruise altitude, is that a taxiway or a road? It's going to be a taxiway now because I'm going to make it one. I don't think it's a taxiway. But we're bush pilots. We can do whatever we want, right? So here we go. We're just going to take this. Our cruise altitude, 1,800 feet, seemed pretty cool. We could see everything. It wasn't too close to the ground. So we're going to keep it at that. Keeps us below these storm clouds above us. So we'll just keep flying at 1,800 for a while. And then we'll take it from there. So we're going to come out here. And it's such a long runway, we're not even going to spool up. We're just going to do like a little turn and burn bush plane style. Look at that limp sock. You don't always want it to be limp. You usually don't. But when it comes to a windsock, you do. So thank goodness for the limp windsock. And away we go. Yes, I keep using the same stupid jokes over and over. But people don't seem to get sick of it. Oh boy. Oh boy. Let's not ground loop. Oh man. Our previous takeoff was great. This one got me again. Again, that was 4 right rudder just to get to here. And we're still going over there. Kind of strange. Yeah, tail went from the left. That would explain it. Parking brake to stop the wheels. Gear is fixed. Flaps coming up. We need to make a sharp U-turn. So let's hand fly this a moment. So let's hand fly to the right this time. Just to mix things up. There we go. Beautiful. Just beautiful. Then we'll come back over the town. We'll look for that cultural center. And how's it going here? Kind of hard to fly without looking at your instruments. 1,000 feet per minute, right on Y. See that? Beautiful. I didn't even have to look, and I got it exactly spot on. And let's keep our turn, though. Let's do a little standard rate turn, right rudder. If you want to know where the rudder control is on a glass cockpit, it's this. That's your ball. So you step on the ball. I'm trying to. There we go. That's your ball right there. It's that little dash. It actually took me way too long to figure that out. I mean, back when I was learning, I've known it for a while, but I didn't know where the ball was for years. And then I'm like, huh, it's that little dash. But again, that was a long time ago. Alrighty, look at that, awesome. Right back over the airport, and then we'll follow our purple line. In fact, we can probably engage autopilot now. Let's get our heading bug over there though. Like this, so autopilot heading, vertical speed, 900 feet per minute works for me. And we'll hit nav in just a moment here as soon as that purple line gets closer. If we do it too soon, then it might get confused. In fact, we don't want to be more than like 45 degrees away from it. Let's go like this. There we go. We can hit the purple, well, I can hit nav. Should we hit nav? Let's hit nav, see if it goes all the way. It is. Fantastic. Sometimes if you're not close enough, it won't catch it. So there's our town coming up, and then we'll look for this cultural center in just a moment. And then I'll set you free to sightseeing while we look for the village up ahead. Looks like the weather is getting a little bit nicer here. There's a swimming pool over there. Very cool. And of course, this is going to put us directly over our POI or a waypoint. When I fly without GPS, I always put us next to everything so we can see out the window. But they put us directly over it, so kind of kills the immersion, but we do have to go outside to see stuff. That's just the way it is, and there's a cultural center with amphitheater right there. See, we would not see that from inside the plane. But at least we have the drone that we carry with us. Or now, people on YouTube have those 360 camera things they stick on the back of their planes. And it looks like a chase cam. It's really cool. Very cool. Alright, there you go. There's your cultural center. Looks like something's going on in the middle of it. Not sure what's going on, but there you go. This is modeled unlike those other stadiums that were just just satellite imagery. That was weird. Lots of swimming pools. Very cool. Alrighty, here we go. We're going away from the town, back over to the Amazon for a while, and I will see you at the village in about 9 minutes, and then we'll read about the next greatest thing when we get there. A little different way of narrating this leg. Hopefully you enjoy it. I'll see you in a moment. Alrighty, the village is to be just below us, so let's have a look. I don't see much there in terms of village, so I'm not sure if this is the village here. I see some trails. Maybe no, that has to be the village. That has to be the village because we're turning now. Ooh, are those cliffs? They are kind of like, not cliffs, but like a rolling shore up. Look how steep that is. That's pretty cool. Alrighty, so moving on to the next thing. What is after this village? Track the southern bank and pass Macayam Island, and then gain a visual on the city of Juruti, located on the southern bank of the Amazon. The city supports a large bauxite mine that is located to its southwest. I wonder what that looks like from the plane. Sometimes the mines are pretty cool. The world's primary source of aluminium is a key exporter of Brazil. The majority of Brazil's aluminium is mined in the state of Pará. Alrighty, cool. So that's 13 minutes out. So we'll look for that, the city with the mine, and then we'll read about our final little section here after we get to the city. So enjoy another couple minutes of sightseeing, and I'll see you in just a moment. And there is our town. I don't see a mine necessarily. Maybe it's over here somewhere. Not sure. Or maybe it's farther away. Or maybe it's right here. I don't know. But let's look at the town from the air since the GPS puts us right over it. Very, very cool. I like how the roads change color. Looks kind of cartoonish. But that's okay. That's okay. Better than something we've seen, although it does look kind of weird, doesn't it? This part's cool. That little part in the middle is cool, but then the rest of this is kind of strange. Okay, let's not dwell on it. Let's keep going here. Let's look out the window like this and read about where we're heading next. Alright, we did that one. I wish these would stay closed like they did in the beginning of Flight Sim. This would stay closed for you. Anywho, continue on course, tracking the bank of the Amazon, gain a visual of the river, a 470-mile-long northern tributary to the Amazon that is known for its numerous rapids. I probably wouldn't want to kayak there. I like kayaking on still water. I love kayaking, especially close to like trees and stuff, but only when it's still water. The city is located just to the east of the confluence of the rivers on the northern bank. Land at the airport there, located on the north end of the city. So we're going to be crossing the river because it says it's a north end and it's north of the city too. So there you go. Boom. That's where we're headed. 15 minutes out it says. So I will see you in 15 minutes. No, before that because you have to approach. I'll see you in about 10 minutes my time, which is about, I don't know, just a couple minutes your time because I'll cut down the sightseeing. And I changed my presets during that last section to make it more logical in it. Not logical. Messing up everything. Anyway, I'll try to find some sightseeing views and I'll see you in a moment. right, heading across the river to SNTI or whatever it is. And we'll be landing briefly, and wind says we want to come from the side, basically, which is fine. We'll break free from autopilot a minute, fly around the airport, and land from the east towards the west. It'll be just a moment, and that'll be that. It'll be the end of this leg and end of this video, so make sure you're subscribed with notifications turned on, so when the next video drops, that'll have the next 2 legs in this bush trip. And it'll be a day or two, 2 days, 1 day, 3 days, wherever I put it out there. And hit like button so people know we exist. I think I'm the only person on YouTube doing every single bush trip. Every single one. I love it though. So yeah, people know we're doing this. That's fun. I think that's airport right there. I'm guessing that's airport right there. We'll see in a moment here. See where this takes us. But anyway, it is changing. It's less dense rainforest now and more open areas and water within like the landscape here. So it is changing. It's not exactly the same as it was when it started. I thought it looked cooler way back there when it was solid, dense rainforest, 100% coverage. But it's nice to see something different for a while. It'll be interesting to see what's going on up here too. That'll be the next leg they'll be talking about that, I'm sure. Alrighty, that is our airport. So let's break free of autopilot. Whoa, and come over here, and yeah, we don't. Nope. Now we want this runway. Okay, fine. Let's spiral down because I don't. We can make that. If you do a turtle style, full flap. Here we go. Fall out of the sky. We can definitely make that turtle style. I think. We'll see. Maybe not. Maybe we can if we slip it. Our speed is good because we have a lot of runway, so our speed is fine. We just got to get down 1,400 feet in the matter of 3/4 of a mile. So we slip this thing in. Let's slip it. Full right rudder, left aileron to compensate. Dropping like a rock. Not gaining much speed. Don't worry, we'll level off. We will be fine. I don't like that the trees are on the right side of the runway though. There we go. There we go. Bleed off that speed. Flying with the trees. And nice. Nice. Look at that. Haha, I told you we can make it. There we go. Ooh, our first bounce ever in this airplane. That's fine. Reversers, brakes, flaps coming in. And yoke all the way back, off the brakes, reversers, disengaged, finished braking. That was fantastic. Bounces are acceptable even in real life, but that was our first bounce on this plane ever. Alright, parking brake set. Let's turn everything off so that the rotors, props will stop spinning, and it'll give us credit for the flight. There's some weird sounds out there. Anyway, let's have a look at the airport while we let this thing spin down. Again, that will conclude then this video and this leg. And then plenty more to go, I think. We're not even halfway through. So plenty more to go with this bush trip. So make sure your subscribe notifications are on so you know when it drops. Like I said, like button so people know we exist. And there we go. Is it going to count? There we go. Nice. Okie dokie. That is it, Annie Oakley. And I'll catch you next time.